What are some key challenges and themes faced on a daily basis within your organization around cybersecurity?
Yeah, you've always heard that we're only strong as our weakest link. Well, today, if you only have one chain, you're in serious trouble. So, in other words, you can't have a single point of failure. And I think in both of these areas, ransomware is probably our biggest threat. If you've ever been through a network intrusion, I'll say you're prepared only as deep as not your knowledge to protect yourself. I think that's one of the biggest themes in a course, phishing is a big deal in our industry as well. So many opportunities for criminals to use this means of penetrating your network because basically everybody has email. Mobile devices are becoming a necessity in the healthcare environment. So that's kind of where we are now.
And customers and consumers wanting to engage with companies in a digital way, not necessarily having to meet in person anymore or over the phone, but really just through their device, through their iPad, through their phone. That engagement lends itself to where you don't necessarily, unless you have strong authentication and verification processes, know who that person is. So I think that's one major aspect. I think the other is the sophistication of the attacks and the bad actors. They just continue to get more sophisticated, and as such, we have to respond as an industry.
More advanced phishing programs over the last few years, which all of us here have, no doubt. So as a result of that, what we're seeing within our particular organization is an increasing reliance upon what are called malicious call center services attacks, or MCAS, as some of you are likely aware. And they too are essentially a form of ransomware that Carl described, but they're a little more sophisticated in that they rely on, bypassing a lot of the traditional phishing controls that many of us have implemented. And they rely on, again, that email link that asks, all of us, let's say, consumer stuff, calling in to request a new credit card in the case of our bank or many other products and services, and receive help from one of our call service team members. And when the victim calls the call center, the threat actor or the bad actor has the victim install a malicious program, right, to harvest the credentials. And the threat actor then simultaneously, it's kind of a two-way connection, sells that those access credentials or personal information to the ransomware bad actors. And that is a really, really tough one to prevent because, again, it involves in so many, as Carl said, potential points of failure in that security chain link fence analogy. And really, it's largely in a response to most organizations becoming more effective with phishing, I'd say.